Are you tired of using the same old operating system that came from your computer and you want to try something different? In today's demonstration, I will be showing you how to download and use VirtualBox and using Kali Linux as the new operating system. In this demonstration, I will be showing you clips of the downloading process, step by step. Um, What is a virtual box? Virtual boxes allow people to create multiple virtual boxes on their computer simultaneously. Meaning, like if you have one computer, but you want to try out different um, operating systems, such as Mac or Kali Linux, you can do that using a Windows like this one. And they can also be used on other, such as Macs and Linux operation systems as well. They are used for security testing, meaning if you're a ethical hacker, you can use a virtual box to test different networks and machines without compromising the computer you have. And they can also be used for educational purposes. They can also be used for nostalgia reasons, such as maybe if you have a modern computer like a Windows 11 and you wanted to download something in the past like Windows 98, you could do that. Kali Linux. For today's demonstration, as I said, we will be running Kali Linux operating system through our virtual box. Kali was Linux was founded in 1991. It is free to use. Linux is an alternative to Windows and Mac systems. It is used for coding, game development, and cybersecurity applications. However, you can still use it for other purposes like web browsing and emailing, just like you would on your everyday computer. Requirements for today. All software is free and legal to use. However, I'd recommend using 30 to 40 gigabytes of free storage because it is a virtual machine, but just like a computer, you need storage to load these machines. You need a modern computer. I would recommend anything Windows 10 and above with strong internet access. We need to download the Kali Linux image file, and we need time. It can take hours to load your virtual machine before using. So let's get started. Step one, make sure the VirtualBox is downloaded. We'll need to go to Oracle VirtualBox and download the latest version, which is 7.0.20. Here is a video of the VirtualBox, and we're going to download the Windows version because we're using a Windows, but they have Mac and Linux options. This is the installation box, and we're just going to run through the questions. Are pretty standard, and you should leave them as the default settings to install. Installation takes about 20 minutes and requires about 3 to 4 gigabytes on this application alone. Step two is to download Kali Linux. Here is the Kali Linux website. We're going to install the latest version, and I recommend using the 64-bit for modern computers. The downloading time takes about roughly an hour to download just for the image file. Step three is to create a Linux virtual machine. Once we have our virtual box and image file, we're going to actually get started creating our virtual machine. We're going to start out by this is the home page to our virtual box. We're going to give it a name, look for where we save the Kali image, and then it's going to ask us some hardware questions. I recommend using anywhere between 30 to 40 gigabytes just for this box, and it's going to give us a summary. Step four is to watch your machine load. Now, I added in this step because it does take time. You'll need patience, and just alone, it took me about 3 to 4 hours to download this particular machine in general. So we will need time, and it will ask us some questions. Um, for personal reasons, I didn't include um, demonstrating my actual Wi-Fi, but it'll ask those just like how you would with a regular computer or cell phone. As you can see, it's running, and like I said, it takes a couple hours, and you'll want this blue screen at the end. And this is what the loading process looks like when it's ready to boot up and it's completed. You'll be taken to this login box. Okay, step 5 is we're actually using Linux now. After everything's downloaded and everything's completed, the Linux page will this is the Linux page. It's pretty default, but as you can see, there's a lot of options. We're going to test it out by using the network and the internet. The default browser is Firefox, and as you can see here, it is successful, and we're able to view this page of Albert Einstein. Okay, our final step of using Kali Linux is shutting down our machine. Now, this is important, and it doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but after you're done using it, you're like, hey, how do I turn this off? So, after which, we will just go to our home screen. There's a logout box, and we're going to hit shutdown, and it'll boot down like an actual computer. And then after it's shut down, it'll take us back to the VirtualBox machine, and you could go about your day. In conclusion, we learned how to run and use Kali Linux using a virtual machine. Virtual machines can be fun and educational. The software is free, but can take several hours to download. I hope this was informative and that everybody's inspired to download their own VirtualBox. Thank you for watching.